Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really unconventional, honestly kind of mind-bending academic thesis about the true motivations driving the artificial intelligence industry right now. We're going to put on our critical professor hats today and act as rigorous scholars to dissect an argument that, well, it sounds straight out of a science fiction novel, but it's actually rooted in the very real, very tangible actions of today's tech giants.
So, we're dropping right into the middle of a high-stakes academic debate here, and the fundamental question we have to ask is this. Are the people behind AI acting like grounded, objective scientists, or are they acting more like the high priests of a brand new global religion? It's a wildly provocative thought for sure, but it perfectly sets the stage for everything we're about to explore.
All right, Section 1, Intuition versus Rigorous Scholarship. To actually understand what's happening beneath all the hype, we really have to balance two totally different ways of viewing the world. There is this massive tension at the very heart of the source material we're looking at today. On one side, you've got what we call the believer framework. Now, this is highly speculative, it's intuitive, and it's heavily driven by the grand marketing of AI as this sort of messianic savior that's going to eventually solve all of humanity's problems. But then, on the exact opposite side, we have the skeptic framework. This approach is rooted in rigorous scholarship, empirical reality, and a really hard, unflinching look at the earthly labor and massive corporate control required just to keep these machines running. Throughout this explainer, we're going to rely heavily on this skeptic's lens to critically evaluate what the believers are claiming.
Moving right along to Section 2, Marketing AI as a Religion. Let's look at our first case study, diving into journalist Karen Ha's critical analysis of OpenAI.
Just listen to the sheer, unfiltered honesty in this direct quote from a 2013 blog post by Sam Altman. The leadership of these massive tech companies openly admits that building a corporation is just the most convenient vessel to incubate a highly fanatical, almost religious movement. They aren't just selling us software anymore, they are literally selling a belief system.
And to consolidate its power, this AI empire basically relies on three distinct ingredients. First up, you act as a religion to attract top-tier talent and blind faith. Second, you pursue relentless, aggressive, global expansion, meaning you build massive data centers everywhere you possibly can. And third, and honestly this is a brilliant if entirely cynical strategy, you absolutely refuse to specifically define artificial general intelligence, or AGI. You see, by constantly moving the goalposts and shifting the very definition of what AGI actually is, these empires can absorb incredible resources in billions of dollars without ever having to reveal their true endgame to the public.
Okay, Section 3, The Illusion of Machine Learning. If we want to strip away this religious mysticism and slick marketing, we've got to keep acting as rigorous scholars.
We need to peek inside the so-called black box to see how this tech functions in the real world. The industry absolutely loves to throw around these incredibly grand terms, right? Neural networks, deep learning. It completely tricks us into believing they're in a lab creating a magical sentient brain. But the reality is actually just supervised machine learning. It's a highly intensive mathematical process that uses massively labeled databases to train computers to find statistical patterns. That's it. It is math. It is not magic.
The actual mechanics behind the curtain rely on a process called backpropagation. You input massive amounts of data, you control the specific desired output, and the computer endlessly, relentlessly adjusts its mathematical weights until the data perfectly matches your goal. So AI isn't actually thinking, it's not feeling, and it's certainly not conjuring up creative answers out of thin air. It is simply running a mechanical, brute force, trial and error process until the math equation balances out.
Which brings us to the massive gap between the marketing and the actual truth. The myth of machine efficiency claims that AI is this independent, self-sustaining, and cheap intelligence. But a rigorous look at reality shows us that it relies entirely on vast amounts of human labor. It desperately needs human workers to meticulously label data, to write the essays for the machine to mimic, and to provide constant oversight. It is unbelievably expensive and utterly, completely dependent on the physical world.
Which naturally leads us to Section 4, Social Control and Edge Cases. You see, this heavy reliance on messy human reality introduces a massive technical constraint for these systems.
AI companies are desperately trying to solve this constraint to achieve their grand vision of perfect efficiency. And the fundamental question for any engineer working on this is, how exactly do you solve human edge cases? An edge case is simply an unpredictable human action. For instance, if a self-driving car encounters a human walking outside a crosswalk, maybe carrying a bicycle in a weird way, the system's pattern matching totally breaks down. The computer literally doesn't know what to do, which leads to a terrifyingly logical solution.
To solve those edge cases and make the system 100% perfectly efficient, you have to remove human agency entirely. You have to literally take away the steering wheels from the cars. You have to eliminate human diversity and unpredictability by enforcing absolute, unwavering compliance to the system. Put simply, the only way the AI model actually works perfectly is by forcing society to fundamentally restructure itself. We have to sacrifice individual autonomy just to make the world safe and predictable for the machine.
And because AI is so fundamentally inefficient at its core, requiring massive, staggering amounts of processing power just to simulate intelligence, it doesn't actually generate nearly enough profit to cover its own exponential costs. Right now, we are seeing an incredible surge in data center spending by tech giants like Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars. It has become this endless loop of astronomical corporate spending, essentially just to keep the illusion alive.
So to justify these massive financial black holes, the AI industry often pivots and aligns itself with government surveillance goals. The source material highlights something called Operation Stargate. This is a proposed $500 billion U.S. government initiative to build massive data centers. Operating under the guise of national security and utilizing all these international partnerships, the ultimate goal here is to achieve unprecedented global surveillance. Because remember, these AI models desperately need the ultimate clean data to train on, and the richest data available is our private lives.
Now buckle up for Section 5, the occult rapture of AI, because this brings us to the most bizarre, highly speculative, but incredibly revealing part of our explainer.
We're going to look at what the founders of this technology actually believe they are doing behind closed doors. Using direct quotes from rigorous reporting, the slick corporate veil completely drops. An OpenAI researcher directly quoting former chief scientist Ilya Sutskever stated, "There's a group of people who believe that building AGI will bring about a rapture, literally a rapture." The source material reveals that leadership is literally discussing building bunkers to hide in. They genuinely believe AGI will violently disrupt the world, and their plan is to wait out the apocalypse and emerge from the ashes to build some sort of technological paradise. And somehow, it gets even stranger. In an interview with The New Yorker, Sam Altman stated, "The truth of this is we're building portals from which we're generally summoning aliens." Yes, those are his exact words. You really have to stop and wonder about the academic rigor of summoning extraterrestrials through suburban server farms. They view these massive data centers not just as mundane computing hubs, but as actual interdimensional portals, literal stargates, designed to summon godlike entities right into our reality.
By maintaining our stance as critical professors here, we can actually view this wild occultism through the classic lens of Plato's cave. In that ancient allegory, true power is simply controlling human consciousness. The shadows on the wall become the only reality people know. If these tech leaders can make our entire society fundamentally dependent on AI, replacing even money as the ultimate system of reality and social control, well, they become the ones casting the shadows. They become the literal architects of human reality.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, the real AI apocalypse. Will this grand, esoteric vision actually work?
Or is it totally bound to collapse under the weight of its own earthly constraints? Let's bring it all back to rigorous scholarship to close this out. The skeptic's reality clearly shows us the true vulnerabilities of AI. First, there's massive corruption and the potential misallocation of literal trillions of dollars. Second, severe inefficiency. Processing all this data causes an exponential energy drain that our current power grids simply cannot handle. And third, extreme fragility. AI is not some floating omnipotent brain in the cloud. It relies heavily on easily sabotaged physical data centers, vast amounts of fresh water, electricity, and highly compliant human labor just to function for a single day.
So, we want to leave you with this final thought and a critical question to take away from this explainer. Is the real threat of AI the technology itself, or is it the people willing to destroy the world to build it? Perhaps the true apocalypse isn't a sentient machine suddenly rising up, but the fanatical humans trying to summon a god at absolutely any earthly cost. It really makes you reconsider every single headline you read about artificial intelligence from now on, doesn't it? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.